I saw a lot of damages, a lot of crashes, and I don't see my Kiev as it was earlier.
At the main train station in Przemysl, a border town with Ukraine, Poland is experiencing an influx of refugees from the war just over the other side of their border. We're seeing people who've come from Kiev and Lvov and other parts of the country arrive in Poland, in the EU, and this is something that is happening in a lot of places around the European Union's borders with Ukraine.
It was very, very frightened. We're just here with my son, and my husband stayed in Ukraine and trying to fight. I hope that he will alive, and I hope that he will come here.
I live in Ukraine, my husband, and I come to Poland with my daughter and with my friends. We are going to Germany today, and I don't know how many time we stay there.
We have also heard about people who are not Ukrainian citizens but were living in the country at the time that the war began, discussing the fact that they found it harder to leave the country because they weren't Ukrainian.
It was very, very challenging because I was not Ukrainian, and so even the guys there were pushing us and they were trying to stop us from entering the train and allowing the Ukrainians to go first. Although I'm from Africa, but I have a wife who is from Ukraine. First, when we arrived at the border of Ukraine, they took my wife and my child away and they told me to wait. So I stood there for about 3 or 4 hours before they called us to come. It was really, really stressful. It took me 2 days to get to Poland. Like, leaving Ukraine was very, very stressful, and I didn't want to leave Ukraine now because all my life is there. My child, everything is we left everything in Ukraine. So I don't know from now, because if the war still continues in Ukraine, I don't know what will happen. And now they are telling us you can only stay 14 days here. And I don't know what to do.
The UNHCR has said that any sort of discrimination against people from third countries would not be acceptable under the Geneva Convention, but that they haven't had confirmation of such things from the authorities. Here we're seeing people who get hot food and SIM cards in order to try and stay in contact with their families back home, and also to try and see what their next steps are, whether they're going to remain in Poland or try and find a new life in some other part of the European Union, whether that be just for now or potentially more permanently.
I hope that we will return soon, because I didn't want to leave. I want to be home, but unfortunately, such a situation. We are hoping that it will end soon.
At this moment, I don't see the opportunity to return.